Hi, I'm Tamara Merrill, the Managing Editor for the Gilded Pen Anthology. If you are a member in good standing of the San Diego Writers and Editors Guild, you are eligible and encouraged to submit your work for publication in the anthology. All of the submission guidelines and contact information are listed on our website, SDWEG.org, under the Anthology tab, Menu Items Submissions. In the 13th edition, we are making some important changes. The Anthology will move to a biennial publication every 2 years instead of annually. The next publication date will be October 25. And in this edition, we will publish short stories only. These changes are being made in an effort to publish the best possible anthology with the greatest opportunity for marketing. Many of our members write nonfiction, memoirs, essays, and poetry, and in future editions, these may be included. The theme chosen by the board for the 13th edition is Good Luck, or Is It? All short stories must address this theme. The theme can be interpreted in many ways, and we encourage you to use your imagination. In the meantime, here are a few ideas. Perhaps you would like to write a story about good versus evil, family life, life changes, traditions, superstitions, best, worst days. Anything that you feel addresses the theme will be considered. Most importantly, when submitting your work, please follow the submission guidelines. Ask questions if you have them. Work with the editing team as needed. Help us make the 13th edition amazing. You may submit short stories up to 3,500 words. You may submit up to 3 manuscripts, but the total word count cannot exceed 3,500 words. Multiple submissions must come in with separate cover sheets and must be emailed individually. Edit your work for spelling, punctuation, point of view, verb tense, and other grammar issues prior to submission. On your manuscript, type the title of your story. Make sure it is double-spaced, Times New Roman, 12-point font, with a 1-inch margin on all sides. We'll accept Word documents only, .doc or .docx. No PDF or page documents can be accepted. If you have trouble with the format, please ask questions. You need to remove your headers and footers, remove page numbers, make sure your author's name is not shown on any of the manuscript pages, and include a cover sheet with each submission. The cover sheet is used for tracking the manuscript throughout the review and editing process. It is not actually a part of the manuscript. Use a separate Word doc or .x and email with your manuscript. This page should include the title, including the words short story. So if your title is Billy Goes Home, you put on the cover page, Billy Goes Home, short story. We need your author name and a pen name if it is different, the word count, your contact email and phone number, and a brief statement of why you feel you have written to the theme. We are hoping to include these author statements along with the manuscripts in the final publication. The submissions for the 13th edition open on May 1st, 2024, and close on October 31st, 2024. Again, remember, all of these guidelines are on the website under Anthology Submissions. The date of your email will determine your submission date. We can accept email submissions only. The email goes to Anthology at sandiegoswritersguild.org, and multiple submissions must be emailed individually. The review and editing process is intensive, and we rely on volunteers. Please go to the submission page and volunteer to fill any and all of the positions where you feel you contribute. It's a great way to learn about the self-publishing process. You do not have to work every day and process or edit every submission. We use a large team on purpose so that no one is overworked. The volunteers we need for our process are the beta review team members, and we need approximately 10. Content editors, we will need 3. Line editors, we will need 3. Proof editors, we will need 2. And our final copy editor will be Sandra Yeaman, who has volunteered to do it again. Step 1 of the process is, have the submission guidelines been followed? When your manuscript arrives, if the submission guidelines are not followed, it will automatically be rejected and returned to the writer with an email stating what formatting is needed. If you did follow the guidelines, we will accept it and send it to beta reviewers. The beta review team reviews the submission and completes a form outlining why the submission meets the qualifications and what they feel needs to be done. So if they feel that the manuscript needs work, then we return it to the writer with the reviewer's comments and a timeline for to make those changes. The writer has the opportunity to accept or reject changes, and the writer has the opportunity to work with the reviewer who did the review. If you ask, we will accommodate you. If you've done all of the technical work required and met the submission guidelines fully, including the topic of your short story, we will accept it and send it to the copy line editor. The copy line editor is just going to check for readability and flow of language. They're going to look at grammar and punctuation, see if it's consistent. If they identify edits, they will send those edits back to the writer with a time frame for readmitting. The writer has the opportunity to accept or reject changes, to edit his work one more time. If we accept it as needing very little work, it is then sent to the proof editor. The proof editor checks syntax, grammar, spelling, punctuation, and makes changes as needed. The writer does not review this process. These are the technical things that need to change to make it fit the publication. It is then sent to final copy edit. The final copy editor reviews everything that we're going to put in the book. So it includes the front and back matter, the cover copy, the marketing description, the bios of the authors, everything that goes inside. So Sandra reviews each submission 2 or 3 times, identifying any final edits that are needed. She then sends those edited manuscripts back to the managing editor, and the managing editor assures that everything that has been identified by the various editors have been entered. Sandra sees it another time, and if she assures that she also agrees that all the edits are entered, we send it on to formatting. The formatter completes whatever interior formatting has been determined by the marketing team that we're going to use, and we send it through the final copy editor one more time, just to be sure that we have in fact caught everything. Then we send it back to the managing editor, who proofs the formatted final copy edit. After she does it, she sends it back to the managing editor. The managing editor then sends it out to whoever we are using for distribution, has proof copies printed, purchased and printed, and then we send them to a team of editors to proof those print copies. If the print copies are found perfect, we can release it for publication. If not, we edit it one more time, proof it one more time, until we get it right, and then we release it for publication. So remember, This is a very intensive process. It takes approximately 6 to 9 months to get through all of the editing of all of the manuscripts that come in. So you can help us by remembering to write, review, edit, write, review, edit, write, review, edit. Ensure your work is ready for submission before you send it in. I thank you for listening to me, and I thank you for submitting to the anthology. It's a fun project. It's a publication that we can all be proud of, and our marketing team is going to expand our reader base, which should be helpful for our careers as writers. If you have any questions at all, send them to anthology@sandiegowritersguild.org, or you can text me a message on my phone, 253-241-5800. I hope to see your work between May and October of 2024.